The most important lesson that we learn in every single life is that everything we see is always part of us. So this is how we evolve, how our consciousness evolves. Everything is us, including our parents. They are crucially important for who we are now. We know how we developed from the early stages in our life in any given incarnation. But before we start even asking about who we are, what we are doing here, we are babies, we are little kids. And when we start thinking about it, it's very often the time when we were already formed. The very basic formation, psychological formation, happens in the very early stages of our development. So the key question is who our parents really are in our soul evolution. So where we are with that. And they are most important part of us. At the end of every given life, we always get a question that we hear and our soul answers. And the question is, was it easy? And the answer to that does not come from our mind, it comes from our soul. And that easiness is like gratefulness we have for everything, but real, true gratefulness. Are we happy with everything? Did we really enjoy the life? Did we enjoy the life that just passed? And the answer to that actually creates our beliefs in our next incarnation. If the answer was, yeah, it was not so easy, something was difficult or like this, yeah, that's the way how we get our heaven. And our heaven is actually our mother's womb. And we get into it. And these 9 months that we stay there are like timeless period of our existence in our heaven. And how our mother feels, this is what we experience as our key beliefs. If the answer was no, it was not really easy, yeah, our mother was not happy during our pregnancies. She suffered many strange emotions she had. That's what we would feel. Like our heaven is telling us that. And not only this, we get born and then we get new body, new circumstances, new family. Everything around that forms us. The country where we are in. We were born in a certain family, but also a certain country. We got all of our family members and got everything. This is all reflecting the answer to our question, was it easy? I say, if we said it was not easy, our key beliefs will be manifested in not so easy family situations that we get. So this is how we actually create that. Our mother is the most important for our beliefs. It is structured there. We got her, we created her out of our beliefs, but the beliefs are created out of how happy we are, how easy was that. So easiness is the key value we can develop somewhere. Easiness, soul easiness. That's what I mean when I say easiness. Easiness inside our soul, which always means gratefulness and capacity to enjoy the life. So it's deeply easy. We are really deeply grateful. That's the most important thing. That creates our heaven, that creates our mother and everything around that. The other part of us is structured within the actions that we perform. You know, we could have done different kind of actions, and those actions are creating a time when we are going to be incarnated in next incarnation. Our key beliefs are creating the place, like our heaven, our mother, our family, the country where we are going to be incarnated. So it's all part of that answer. But the other one is actions. So what kind of actions have we performed? And they will incarnate us in certain time. There is always time and there is a place. Those two things create one reality of incarnation. And also, with the time, we get our father. So our father represents our karmic response. That's why in traditional astrology, father is represented by Saturn and mother would be a moon. So these two things are working as one to create our soul destiny. When we talk about all the consequences, all the actions are structured within a specific time. We could have been incarnated now in this place And this time, or it could have been like 300 years later, the very same place. So it's a difference. In many cases, depending on how people feel, which means how grateful they are, is it easy or not, they perform different actions. If they are really easy and grateful and happy, in most cases they will perform the best possible actions. So they will get actually everything great. They will make actions that are really supporting to everything, like really positive karma. That's why these cosmic parents go well together, like great circumstances, great family, and the time that supports that. But in some cases, some people created different things. So, and most of the people are somewhere between, like nothing was so perfect in one way, but not so bad in the other, and they get what they get. But that's how our parents are important. Our father represents a time, our mother represents the place and the beliefs, and our father is the action, representative of our karma. Both things equally important because we are unity of those two things, but they are fundamentally important. That's why I say parents are the most important for us, because before we even start thinking about ourselves, which usually happens with the first dragon's return, which happens when the nodes make the first return around year of 18, before that we are formed. We are totally psychologically formed. So it's very important that we actually get a very good parents, which depends on the answers or the actions, how we feel at the end, because these things will form us even when we sleep, even when we are very little and not so influential to take our responsibility fully and to start developing. So it's a very important part in our karmic evolution.